number 775-2016, bond ordinance to authorize the provision of funding to the Union County Improvement Authority in connection with various projects in, by, and for the County of Union, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $1,250,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Thank you. Now open the meeting for public comment on ordinance 775-2016 only. Once again, please state your name and town of residence, and then we'll have 5 minutes limit. If anyone wishes to speak on ordinance 775-2016 only.
Okay, we'll start.
John Berry of Kenilworth. Got the ordinance here, and basically 2 issues. It's the Union County Improvement Authority, which I guess can bond on their own. Why is the county doing this? What's the purpose of the county bonding and I guess giving them money? I mean, why can't they do it on their own? Or why can't the county just give them the money on their own? There's already $400,000 in the budget aid to Union County, UCIA. It's been there for years and years. They keep aiding them. And I've got the ordinance, but it doesn't have any detail as to what it's for, as far as dollar amounts. Like there's Southwood Avenue litigation settlement, which presumably the number is known. So how much of this is for that settlement? And you know, how much of that settlement is legal fees? I mean, basically, is what if the 1.25 million? How much is going to go for this Southwood Avenue thing, and how much is going to go to buy, I don't know, furniture for this other building? That's it.
Thank you. Executive Director Sullivan, might you be able to address those issues, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, Chairman and member of the board. There's 3 parts to the money that is being that we are requesting that the board approves tonight. 2 parts are for fit out for the Park Madison building in Plainfield. First is for fit out for the workers' comp court, which is moving from the city of Elizabeth to the city of Plainfield. Second is for the county itself, the Learning Link program that the county will have there. The third is for a settlement of a long-standing lawsuit between the Improvement Authority, the city of Linden. This was a redevelopment project in the city of Linden, and the developer for the Verge. The settlement for the Verge is $150,000. It's inclusive of the settlement, legal fees, and everything else. Hopefully that answers the question. Happy to answer any other questions that the board may have. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan.
And I would say, there was a question, why is the board borrowing the money? You're correct that there are a number of different ways that this money could have been raised, but based on the recommendations of our professionals, it was decided that this was the cheapest and most expeditious way to do it, and that's why we're doing it this way. Are there any other members of the public who wish to speak on the pending ordinance?
Good evening, Chair Bergen, ladies and gentlemen, three old board, Bruce Patterson, Garwood. I appreciate Director Sullivan's explanation on some of the items. I'm just wondering, yeah, that $1,250,000, I mean, that's not total. You have a word down payment in here, so something tells me that there's going to be a lot more money needed to borrow in the near future. If that's the case, could somebody please explain how much money estimated is out there that's going to need to borrow for these 3 or 4 items that were listed by Director Sullivan? I'm just wondering if that's going to add to the county debt. And I guess possibly, could somebody explain what this lawsuit was? I vaguely remember it, that a contractor or something didn't perform properly, but somebody give an overview of exactly what that lawsuit is, and it sounds like somehow we lost, I guess, but I thought we were winning on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. I'll have Mr. Sullivan address the lawsuit, but if you do, for your other question, if you actually look into the body of the ordinance, the $60,000 is actually money that is not being borrowed, that is, as required by state law, a cash down payment against the full amount. And correct me if I'm wrong on that, Mr. Sullivan, but it's not a down payment in the sense that there'll be more expenses other than that.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, you are absolutely correct. This is the total amount of money that we are requesting. There's not going to be anything else as it relates to this that we are going to be coming back. This is the total amount for everything as far as what we were requesting. The Verge lawsuit goes back to a redevelopment project on Southwood Avenue in Linden. It goes back probably 10 years or so. That went bad. That was involving the city of Linden. Who that knows, it was very contentious with the developer. The city of Linden resolved their issues, and that project is actually going forward now. And this was, again, the developer going back to court again and again and again against the Improvement Authority. We were the last defendant in the case. And as you know, it became much more expeditious to settle the matter. And instead of litigating and costing more money than the settlement would be, and that's where we were. So this is a resolution of a case that has been ongoing for at least 10 years.
Thank you. You're welcome. Any other members of the public who wish to address the pending ordinance? Seeing none, I'll close the public portion. Request that the open Mirabella to kindly move the ordinance.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll move ordinance 775, 2016 for final reading and authorize the clerk of the board to advertise the same in accordance with the law.
Second.
Thank you. The motion was moved by Freeholder Mirabella, seconded by Freeholder Kowalski. Clerk of the board, please call the roll.
Freeholder Carter.
Yes.
Freeholder Estrada.
Yes.
Freeholder Hudak.
Aye.
Freeholder Jallo.
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Mirabella.
Aye.
Freeholder Wright.
Yes.
And Chairman Burke.
Yes.
Chairman, you have 8 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you. We now move to pending resolutions.